Hello, Gamer with Taste here. So today I wanted to talk about Wonderlands, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, and how its character creation system really did a lot to transform Borderlands and the way it's played, and I think it could be expanded upon to make it even better and even more diverse. But to be completely honest, it might be something best kept for Wonderlands and maybe not expanded into Borderlands. Um, Let me know what you guys think. If y'all would want to see this in a Borderlands game, or if you think it should just stick to a Wonderlands game. But I can understand why it would stick to a Wonderlands game. I think that would be fine. I think it would work best that way personally. But without further ado, let's get into it. So, in Wonderlands, the way your character creation worked is you chose one of 7 skill trees. And then once you hit level 20, then you could choose one of 6 skill trees. So, in Borderlands, what we have is choose one of 6 characters, each with 3 skill trees. So there's only 6 characters that you can have. And 6, I'm using 6 as an after DLC. Borderlands 2 had 2 extra DLC characters. So this is going to be like after everything is said and done, after DLC is released. 7 was after DLC. It came out with 6 classes, but then they brought out the Blight Color. And then there were 7 classes at that point, and they each had only 1 skill tree. So in Borderlands 2 and Borderlands the pre-sequel, we had 6 characters to choose from, each with 3 set skill trees. So 6 characters in Borderlands 2, Borderlands the pre-sequel. How many did we have in Wonderlands though? Well, in Wonderlands we had a 7 choose 2 system. So you had 7 skill trees and you chose to combine 2 of them. So that would be 7 factorial divided by 2 factorial, which is just 2, times 5 factorial, and that comes out to 21 different characters. And this is actually why I really enjoyed Wonderlands. A lot of people really didn't like Wonderlands all that much because it had its issues. Chaos chambers were too... The Chaos chamber was not what we needed, alright? It just wasn't. Especially not to the degree that they decided to take it. They did too much with the Chaos chamber. But, I mean, it had some good things going for it, in my opinion. 21 unique characters. And I really enjoyed playing the game. And figuring out what combinations were good at what. Making builds. Like, there were 21 different builds that you could make. Different characters. I guess builds. But eventually it got kind of stale because eventually I figured out, like, if you're a gun or spell damage build, you might as well just have companions. You might as well just be a companion build. Because you can have companions that do either gun damage or spell damage. And now you're also doing companion damage. So now you can also buff up not only your gun critical hit chance, but your companion critical hit chance. Not only your spell damage, but also your companion damage. So you can double dip into stats, kind of. I mean, it allows you to get more damage, more criticals, that sort of thing. And I really enjoyed deciding like what armor was best for which class. The Corrupted Plate Mail was one of my favorites, especially for giving myself more chances for something to proc. But honestly, some of the other ones were really good. If you had a lot of movement speed on your character, then there was one that lit you on fire and gave you a bunch of movement speed. And that one was really good if you had the movement speed. It was actually best for melee characters. Melee characters were really good with that. So, I don't know. I really enjoyed Wonderlands for what it was. I really enjoyed the you only had 2 skill trees. So the level cap was only like level 40, right? I really enjoyed being able to get to max level pretty quick, especially with 21 characters. You really didn't need a big long grind just to get to max level if you're going to be playing the game a lot. So it was really nice for just making a bunch of different characters, playing through the story, having a unique experience to a degree. 21 different times, it's a lot. That's a lot of replayability. So I really enjoyed Wonderlands. I liked what it did. But yeah, getting back to it though, I want to say, what if instead of this 7 choose 2 system, we did more? What if we did more? What if we made it so there were even more choices? So let's say that there's 6 characters, each with 3 skill trees. So you choose one of 6 characters, each with 3 skill trees. And then you choose to trade one skill tree for any other. Or you keep it. You can keep all 3 that they start with, or you can choose to trade a skill tree for any other. So we start out with 6 choices of Vault Hunters, or whatever you want to call them, 6 characters, and then we need to choose one of 3 skill trees to replace, right? So we have 6 choices on top of 3 choices, and then once we choose one of the skill trees to drop, then we have 6 times 3, 6 characters, each with 3 skill trees, which is 18 skill trees total, but we're already using 2 skill trees, and we're choosing to drop the other. So 6 times 3 is 18, minus 3, so 15. So we multiply by 15. So we have 6 character choices. Then we have 3 choices to drop a skill tree. And then we multiply by 15 because we have 15 different skill trees to choose from to replace that skill tree. And then we also have the 6 base characters, right? So we could have not dropped the skill tree at all, right? And that was where the 3 choices came from. We could have just chosen not to drop a skill tree at all. And in that case, we have 6 characters left over. So if we have 6 characters, each with 3 skill trees, and we can choose to trade one skill tree for any other skill tree, we get 276 unique characters that we can play. 276. You know how crazy that would be for build diversity? 276. That is a lot of characters. That's a lot. Especially for a Borderlands game. I mean, if you think about that, like, we go from 6 characters, right? 6 set in stone characters. And then Wonderlands gave us 21. 21. I thought that was a big number. 21 unique characters. Well, I mean, 276. That is a lot. That is a crazy amount. Just think about that. 276 different characters that you can make. And, you know, people are going to be making build videos online saying like, oh, well, this is how you make this build. And everyone's going to have like 1 or 2 builds that are clearly super powerful, super broken. And then other people are going to be coming up with other niche builds that no one's ever heard of, or things that need a whole bunch of extra stats to even work. But when it does work, it is insane. And I'm sure it will lend to a lot of broken builds and probably some builds that might not perform great. But if they do it right, I'm sure it could be amazing. I'm sure that each and every character that you make could be viable, like with 3 skill trees. I mean, at some point, it's less about... Okay, so in Borderlands, the level cap is usually fairly high. You know, level 80 in Borderlands 2. At level 80 in Borderlands 2, it's less about what skills you choose and more about what skills you don't choose. Because you could almost have every single capstone at that point. So, I mean, we get enough skills. As long as you have 3 skill trees and high enough level cap, I'm pretty sure every character could be very viable. Especially if they balance it right. Which, if Borderlands 2 is to go off of, might be an issue. Borderlands 3 did better, I think. Corduroy, shut up. Anyways, so 276 characters is huge, but the issue is that they gotta work around the fact that you can interchange skill trees. So they're gonna have to do what Wonderlands did, and they're gonna have to say like action skill damage, right? Then they're also gonna have to classify damages differently. They kind of did that in Borderlands 3. Honestly, they could probably incorporate it into Borderlands. If you're wondering what that noise is, it's Corduroy. Say hi, Corduroy. He's adorable, and I love him. But this video isn't about Corduroy. But yeah, that's what they're going to have to be working with. They'll have to make class mods in such a way that they're ready for you to choose to replace any of your class trees with another class tree. They're going to have to make class mods work around that. So it's going to be a little difficult, but I feel like they did it pretty well in Wonderlands for what they did. I think they can figure out a way to do it. They can do it. I don't think there's any issues with doing it. It's just they have to be smart about it, and they have to figure it out, and they have to actually do it, and they have to do it well. But as long as they do it well, as long as they think about it and put some thought into it, I don't think it's impossible at all. I think it could end up being really good. We could have 276 unique characters in a Borderlands game. Now, are they going to do this for Borderlands, though? That's my thing. Wonderlands was the one that had the crazy character customization. Wonderlands was the one that had the extra character choices. That's the one with 21 different characters. Borderlands has always been the one that just has 4 to 6 set-in-stone characters, each with 3 skill trees. So would they actually do this for a Borderlands game? Or maybe this would be better to be put into Wonderlands. Maybe Wonderlands would make more sense to keep it that way. Maybe Borderlands would be the IP that is known for having set-in-stone characters and still a varied list of builds that are good and are great. And Wonderlands is the one where you can play through over and over and over and over again and always be able to create a fresh new character no matter what. Maybe they would do it that way. I don't know. Maybe it's better that way. I kind of think it would be better that way. I kind of think Borderlands, lore-wise, it makes more sense to have a set-in-stone character. And Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, lore-wise, would make a lot more sense for you to customize your character and choose what skills and skill trees they have. I think it makes more sense that way. But let me know what you guys think and how you guys feel about this idea. I think 276 characters in a Borderlands game, in a Wonderlands game, would be amazing. I would welcome it. I think it would be so good. So good. I would love it. I want it. But Gearbox has to do it because I can't do it for them. Let me know how you guys think, how you guys feel, what you guys think down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a good one. Hope you continue having good ones. And I hope to catch you in the next video. Don't know when the next video is going to be. I don't know what it's going to be about. Probably going to be a short, I guess, maybe. Who knows? Whatever. I might make one. I don't know. Whatever. It'll happen when it happens. But whenever it happens, I hope to catch you there. And until then, I'm going to have to catch you later. Take care.